Hi, my name is Amy Nguyen, and I am the transfer specialist for California State University, Fullerton. Today, I will be presenting the Cal State Apply application overview for spring 2024 for transfer applicants. I am joined by Kristen Johnson, our wonderful Assistant Director for the Department of Outreach, Recruitment, and Titan Orientation Programs, who will assist with the Q&A portion of this webinar. So awesome, let's get started. So here is the application period for spring 2024, which is August 31st through 31st, August 1st to August 31st, 2023, via the Cal State Apply website, which is calstate.edu/apply. So keep in mind that Cal State Fullerton is a deadline-driven campus, so make sure your applications are submitted by August 31st. So before getting started, we will review the 5 easy Cal State Apply steps. First, you will need to create an account. Second, you need to know ahead of time which campuses you are applying to and majoring in so you can select it in the application. Third, you will need to input your personal and academic information. This part of the application takes the longest. So a tip we have for you is to have your unofficial transcripts handy when you are inputting your academic history. Fourth, remember to take 5 to 10 minutes to review your application as it is very important the information you input is accurate. Fifth, make sure to submit your application before August 31st. You'll hear me repeat that a lot. Great. So you have chosen Cal State University to begin the next chapter of your educational journey. Now let's get started by selecting Spring 2024 term from the drop-down list and clicking the red Apply button as it is the only term currently open for transfer students at Cal State Fullerton. Remember the steps I reviewed earlier? Let's dive deeper into each step to boost your confidence when completing the application. Creating an account is very simple. All you need to do is first, you got to make sure you write your username and password down for safekeeping for access later on. And the wonderful thing about Cal State Apply is you can use one application for all 23 campuses, and the application fee is $70 per campus. However, if you qualify for fee waivers, then the fee waiver may cover up to 4 campus application fees. So to create an account, you will need to input your personal information such as your name, email address. I suggest not using your school email address that you have now as you may lose access after you graduate. And then also make sure your phone number is listed correctly. And then you can opt into text notifications if you're interested to. As mentioned earlier, make sure to store your account information such as username, password, and the security questions you answered originally in a safe place. So when you are all done inputting your information, you'll be prompted to acknowledge the terms and conditions. So if this is not your first rodeo applying for CSU Apply, then there is an option actually that you can copy over your previous application data to the new application. But please be aware if you decide to copy over old data to the new application that there may be some areas you can't edit. So if you need to edit, then you'll need to create a new account. So now we will go over the extended profile. If you you can access your extended profile by clicking on your name on the top right-hand corner and choosing extended profile from the drop-down list. It is very important to thoroughly read the questions in your extended profile clearly because inputting inaccurate information may throw off the rest of your application. So double check this a couple times before you're moving forward, okay? As mentioned earlier, the information inputted in your extended profile must be correct because what you enter into your extended profile determines what will appear for the remainder of the application, such as programs and campuses. So for most transfer students, the degree you are seeking should be your first bachelor's degree, and you'll then select your current educational status, as you can see here on this slide. Here you will see the questions I mentioned, so be sure to select the option most accurate for you. If you are a graduating senior, then you will select the first option. If you are transferring with an associate's degree for transfer, which here we call ADT, which is the umbrella term for Associates of Arts for transfer or Associates of Science for transfer from a community college, then you will choose the second option. And the bottom section with ADT questions will populate for you if you choose the ADT option. However, if you are not familiar with the ADT or you know you will not be earning one, then you will choose the third option. This question in your extended profile is crucial to read and answer correctly, as Cal State Fullerton only accepts upper division transfer students. So you must earn 60 semester units or more and meet all transfer admissions requirements and ADT if you're earning one by this summer 2023. If you come from a school that runs on a quarter system, then you can click on the hyperlink to convert your quarter hours to semester hours. If you are applying as an international student, then there is a section in the extended profile that will ask if you have or will require an F1 visa or J1 visa to study at CSU. The question would be yes if either applies to you, and keep in mind that the status is determined only in the extended profile section. Here's an example of what the question looks like in the application. So we're all done with the extended profile. Now we will move on to step 2, which is for me the fun part where you get to choose the programs and schools you would like to apply to. So start by filtering out available programs and click which programs you wish to apply to. You can also search based on the programs, aka majors, in the search bar. Now you can review the selections you have made. Remember that you can only apply to one program per campus, and each campus has a $70 application fee. When you have made your initial selection of the programs, then there may be some campuses that require you to select an alternate major. Not all of them will. And the goal is for you to get the green bar to fill all the way to the check mark. As you can see here, it's like halfway, so you want it all the way to the end. And then now with step 2 all done, we will move on to step 3. So in step 3, as I mentioned earlier, it will take the longest, but this will be where you will input your academic history. So let's go through how to do that together. Here is the application and how it looks like after completing the initial steps. There are 4 quadrants that you need to fill up, and as you complete each section, you will see the green circle fill up. You can click around and choose which quadrants you want to fill out, and do not have to stick to one quadrant, but the goal is to have all 4 quadrants circles be filled in with green. Now we will go through each section so I can show you how to fill them out. For the first quadrant, you'll be asked for your personal information, such as release statement, biographic information, contact information, citizenship, residency information, race and ethnicity, other information, and financial and parental information. As we move forward, I will cover parts of quadrant 1 where we usually receive most questions from applicants. So for the citizenship and residency information, you will choose which option best fits you. For example, if you are a domestic applicant, then you will choose which citizenship you hold. And if you were born outside of the US, then what year did you or will you move to the US? Then underneath for residency, you will be asked what US state do you regard as your permanent home? And this section will be pre-filled out based on how you answered your extended profile. If you need to make changes, then go back to your extended profile and make those changes. If also you have the answer to the question, if you claim CS California residency before moving on to the next section. If you are an international student, then you will choose from the drop-down list the country of citizenship and which visa you currently hold or will have when you study at the CSU. If you already have been issued a student visa, then please input the date. For students applying for AB 540, or also known as undocumented, then the conditions illustrated has to be true. If you are an undocumented student, then you are not considered an international student. So your answer in the extended profile for that question should have been no, and then you will not see this part. But if you answered yes, then through the personal information quadrant, the question about U.S. citizenship for the value that best describes your U.S. citizenship should be none. Under residency, you would select California for what U.S. state possession do you regard as your permanent home? And then you will select no for the question, have you lived in California continuously since birth? Keep in mind, this section of the application can affect your eligibility for the fee waiver if you do not answer it correctly. If you have a social security number, then enter it in the box as listed on your social security card and double check that the numbers are entered correctly, because the application utilizes a validation functionality to check the entered social security number you entered. If you do not have a social security number, or if you are an international student, undocumented, or other like exceptions where you do not have a social security number, then check the box below. If you identify as DACA and have an issued social security number, then you can enter it in the social security number box. So we're now off to quadrant 2. Towards the beginning of this webinar, I said this quadrant will take the longest because you need to enter your academic history. So pro tip, again, is to have your unofficial transcripts from all institutions you attended at the ready to assist you in filling out this section. To review your academic history, there will be high schools attended, academic information, colleges attended, college coursework, standardized tests, and finally, general education. Don't worry, I will go more into depth with the different parts of this quadrant for you. To enter high school attended, you can input your high school college entrance exam board, or here we call it CEB code, but don't forget, if you don't fret if you don't have it, then you can simply search the location of the high schools you attended at, and it should populate for you. Remember to input the dates you attended to move forward to the next section. So for graduation status, you will select the bubble that is the right one for you. Keep in mind, you may still transfer to Cal State Fullerton without a high school diploma or equivalent, which is the last bubble on the right, as long as you are meeting Cal State Fullerton transfer admissions requirements. So that's the most important part. Now for the fun part, entering the colleges you attended at. This section you will need to review carefully before clicking save, because you will not be able to edit previously entered colleges and universities after you've clicked save. The rule of thumb is to always input all the colleges and universities you attended at, which includes international, out of state, or even if there were gaps in your dates of attendance, you will still enter every institution you've ever attended at. You only have to report it once, but it's important that, again, you report the colleges and universities plus any in-progress degrees or awarded degrees you have. Step 1, you will be adding the college universities by clicking the blue plus sign button. Then you will type in the name of the college university you attended at, and make sure to scroll down to find a matching institution. Moving on, make sure that the academic information you input in the quadrant mirrors your transcripts. Now is the part where you will enter your degree information for the colleges, universities you entered in earlier. But if you are meeting transfer requirements but will not be earning a degree, then this section may not apply to you. If you are earning a degree, then review your transcripts to make sure you select the correct degree that has been awarded to you or in progress. And if you are double majoring, then remember to check the box. And then down there, choose which major is it you're double majoring in. In the extended profile, there was a question if you will be earning an associate's degree for transfer. And if you selected that option, then you'll see this section in the application. You should not select any of the options from the drop-down list if you have not completed or will not complete an approved ADT. However, if ADT applies to you, then select from the drop-down list which associate degree you will be earning and make sure to select carefully if it is either an Associates of Arts or an Associates of Science for transfer that you will be earning. This part is where you will enter in the type of term system your college or university uses. To help you differentiate between the terms, you can use this how I think of it is the grades you earned in a year. For example, the quarter system is 4 grades in a year, semester is 2 grades, and trimester would be 3 grades a year. You also need to select your residency status when you attended each college university you attended at. The example below is what it will look like if the college university you attended at runs on the semester term system. If you don't have a last semester date, then check the box that you are still attending this college or university. It is very important in this section for you to input your course history as accurate as possible because Cal State Fullerton makes initial admission eligibility determinations based off your self-reported information that is here in this application. You must input every course you've attended, you've taken, have planned, or in progress, even if the courses you took were non-transferable or repeated, unless you attended a foreign institution, then you would just enter the foreign institution's name. Then, when you're entering your coursework, you have to select academic status per term. So this category breaks down. By breaking this category down, I hope it will help you in filling out that part of the application. This will be a great opportunity for you to take a screenshot. So I'm going to give you a couple moments here. All righty. So now I'll move on to how you will enter in your coursework. So to enter in your coursework, you will first select the term, which means when did you take the course in? Fall, spring, winter, summer? Then you can select what year you took the course. For academic status, it would be freshman, sophomore, junior, or senior, or beyond based on the units you completed. And the last box for this role is selecting your completion status, which means that course you inputted is either in progress, planned, or completed. Then you can enter in the course code. So we'll go by like this example, such as biology 11, then the course title would be environmental biology, then the subject is biology and how many credits units the course was and the grade you earned. So in this case, it would be 3 and the grade was AB. So do not worry about the grade out CAS grade and check the box if the course is transferable. Remember to click the blue Save button before moving forward. So I recommend calculating your transfer GPA after you have entered in all your coursework for more GPA accuracy. If you do not know what a transfer GPA is, then you can click on the hyperlink in the application to get more details. This section is for transfer students who have repeated courses or received academic renewal. So for repeats or academic renewals, if you did not go through the process of getting the repeat or academic renewal reflected on your transcript, or if the repeated course is in progress, then you will need to enter both grades. For example, if you earned an F when you first took the course and are now repeating the course for a passing grade, then you will enter in the F grade first when you first took the course and in progress under the completion status for the course you are repeating now. It is best to review your transcripts to make sure you only enter in RP under the grade box if you have gone through the proper process for repeats and academic renewals. Again, if you did not go through the process or if this does not apply to you, then just enter in the grades as you see them in your transcripts. That's going to be the best rule of thumb here. If you have test credits such as AP, IB, CLEP, or other exams, then you must report it in this coursework section under the first term of attendance. So remember to select under subject test credit no under the subject category. After reporting it in the coursework, then you'll have to go ahead and report it also in the test credit standardized test section that we will go over next. So to enter in your standardized test, which may include AP, IB, CLEP credit, then all you need to do is click to add test score. Then enter in the test name, score, and date you either took or plan to take the test. Remember to save this test till I click save this test. If standardized tests do not apply to you, then click I am not adding any standardized tests. All done with standardized tests now. So we'll move on to general education next. So now we'll be matching. So to match the general education course you took that matches to the CSU general education, you will have to choose from the drop-down list which course you completed from your entered coursework that fulfills like the golden four, which is A1, A2, A3, and B4. So double check that the course you selected is correct for each category. So I know this is a lot of information and having a guide will surely help you in the process. I know it has helped me. So to access the useful transfer application guide as well as other guides, you will click on your name in the upper right-hand corner and choose Help Center from the drop-down menu, then select the downloadable PDFs that interest you. I would recommend the transfer application guide there. So next, now we'll move on to quadrant 3. So for quadrant 3, we will go through what the Educational Opportunity Program, EOP, as is known here, is. Please know that the EOP application is optional, but it's highly recommended. So the Extended Opportunity Program provides special academic advising and financial support to students who identify as first-generation low-income students challenged by economic barriers. To complete the EOP application, you'll need to first enter in 2 identified recommenders' names, email addresses, and 2 letters of recommendations. There's also an autobiographical portion that you will need to complete, but it will not take too long. Okay, so if you can, please try to fill this out because the opportunity for you to complete the EOP application will only be available to you here in the Cal State Apply application. All right, the information you input for spring 2024 applicants is to complete the Cal State Apply application by August 31st, and the EOP application deadline is September 15, 2023, and the deadline to submit EOP letters of recommendation for spring 2024 is September 29th, 2023. If you have any questions about Cal State Fullerton EOP, then please contact Cal State Fullerton EOP on their website, fullerton.edu/EOP. And they're super helpful. So I really encourage you to fill this out if you're able to. All right, all done now. We'll transition to quadrant 4. So don't forget to fill out this section because depending on your major, there may be supplemental information you need to fill out or review about your major. So double check that the circle fills green before moving forward with the section. So this is actually what it looks like. So you would click on the questions tab to answer any questions listed. I also actually like to read this section too, because as you can see listed here, American Studies, you can find out a little bit more about your college and your major and all the information you entered in for your program. As you can see here, a completed application means all sections are completed and the circles all filled in green for all 4 quadrants. If there were any questions you didn't answer or did not input in any of the quadrants, then the application will appear incomplete and the green circles will not fill based on which sections are still incomplete. So the goal is to have all the circles filled green and all the sections completed. So we're all done. On to the next step. Step 4 is probably one of the most important steps because submitting an accurate application with the information you input influences the initial admissions eligibility determination. So once you submit the application, you will not be able to make changes to many sections of the application. So please take 5 to 10 minutes to review everything you inputted for accuracy, and feel free to download the PDF for all campuses you applied. Onward to the last step for the CSU Apply application. So here at step 5, you will see all the application fees for the campuses you applied to. You must go through the entire application quadrants before you can see the check my fee waiver status box. Remember I mentioned about the fee waiver? So if you qualify for the fee waiver, then you may get up to 4 fee waivers. After double checking all campuses and programs you apply to, then do not forget to click the submit button before the application deadline. Again, make sure to click submit on time. So as mentioned earlier, applicants must complete all 4 quadrants to see if you qualify for the fee waiver, and you can receive up to 4 fee waivers per application term. Here are examples of the prompts that an eligible applicant will see and a non-eligible applicant will see. If you are deemed not eligible, but you have questions as to why you're not or what's eligibility, then you can click the hyperlink in the application for more information. So submitting your application is actually just the beginning of the transfer process to Cal State Fullerton. The follow-up to your submitted application is equally important. After submitting your application, you will need to wait 1 to 2 weeks to receive your confirmation email via the email you use to sign up for Cal State Apply. And then within the confirmation email, you will receive a PIN that you can use to create your campus account for the first time. After creating your account, make sure to routinely check your Student Center task list and Cal State Fullerton Outlook email for any updates. As mentioned in the very beginning of our webinar, Cal State Fullerton is a deadline-driven campus. So keeping up with deadlines is key to your admission status. Feel free to visit us at fullerton.edu to stay updated. So embedded in the Cal State Apply application are super useful resources and assistance, such as frequently asked questions applicants like yourselves may have asked. If you have issues and need to contact the campus after submitting your application, then all 23 campuses' contact information will conveniently be listed there for you, as well as student services and counselor resources. So last but not least, we will move on to getting you help if you have technical issues. For technical issues, there is a supportive Cal State Apply Applicant Help Center ready to assist you. Besides the guides and tips, you can contact the liaison tech support directly for technical issues via phone or liaison help center website. This would be a great time to take a screenshot. So I'll give you a couple moments here. All right. So I just want to say thank you for spending time with us during the Cal State Apply application overview for spring 2024 for transfer applicants. I hope this overview boosted your confidence in applying. And if you have any questions or would like to connect with us, then please email us here at Transfer Services at transfer@fullerton.edu or visit our website at fullerton.edu/OR. And our social media handle is Cal State Fullerton Outreach on Twitter, Instagram, or YouTube. So if you want to fill out a virtual interest card, then you can scan the QR code right there. And then also this is the best time for you to have your final screenshot. So go ahead and do what you need to do. And then as you're doing that, I just wanted to remind you that we will be offering this webinar again on Wednesday, August 30th, 2023 from 5 to 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then also this wonderful recording will be available to you on our YouTube page.